Welcome back to Choti Si Dunya Kids. Frozen 3, Rise of the Shadow Frost. Episode 3. Journey to Nattura. We last left off with our heroes racing across the fjord on their way to Nattura. But now they find themselves face to face with the Shadow Frost army. Will they escape in time, or will the dark magic trap them forever? Let's find out. The Black River crackles with ice as Elsa stares at the shadow in the water. Anna grabs her arm. Anna, serious. Elsa, what was that? Elsa, uneasy. Something from beyond Arendelle. The river is pointing us north, toward Nattura. As if to emphasize Elsa's words, a giant shard of ice bursts from the surface, showering them with black frost. Startled, Anna stumbles backward. Olaf leans over the balcony, staring at the black ice. Olaf, gasping. Oh no. Does this mean no more swimming? Because I was planning a summer dip. Anna looks out over the darkening fjord, then back at her sister. Now is not the time for a swim, Olaf. If that frost continues spreading, we won't be able to cross the river. Anna turns back to Elsa, whose eyes are still fixed on the swirling mists. Well, then it's settled. We're going. And with that, the group sets off that very night. Gale swirls around them, guiding the way as they move deeper into the whisper woods. Large icicles hang from the trees like fangs. And as they travel, the air grows colder and darker. Soon, thick gnarled branches are wrapped in a black frost. Some creak ominously, as if trying to warn them away. Then suddenly, the ground shakes and rumbles, sending tremors through the frozen earth. What was that? Olaf asks, hiding behind Kristoff. Fearfully, he looks around at the towering trees, which seem to be closing in on them. It's coming, he says in a hushed voice. From the shadows, 3 pairs of glowing blue eyes emerge, followed by 3 large shadowy wolves. They snarl, bearing rows of sharp teeth. Sven lowers his head and paws the ground, ready to charge. Here they come, Anna says, drawing her sword. She looks at Kristoff, who grins, revealing his rope axe. Finally, something I can hit. As the wolves pounce, Elsa raises her hand, causing shining walls of ice to burst from the ground, stopping the first 2 wolves in their tracks. The third crashes through one of the walls, but it quickly shatters, sending shards flying. The wolf shakes off the ice and growls, baring its teeth. Wait, we're fighting actual monsters, Olaf says, terrified. He looks at Elsa, who is breathing heavily. Her hands are shaking. With a deep breath, she focuses, summoning another wall of ice. This time, it shimmers with an otherworldly blue light, and when the wolf smashes into it, it freezes solid. Olaf takes this chance to strike, waving a small twig at the creature. Go back to your frosty cave, you scary snow puppies, he yells. But the moment he does, the remaining wolves break free of the ice, snarling and snapping. In a flash, Elsa blasts them with a torrent of ice and snow, sending them tumbling back into mist. Silence falls over the forest once more, and the only sound is the crunching of snow under their feet. Elsa looks down at her hands in disbelief. They were only guards, she whispers, protecting something. Anna, who has been catching her breath, nods slowly. Then whatever they're protecting must be where we need to go. They hurry forward, and in the distance, glowing blue ruins rise through the mist. Tall ice pillars marked with strange runes shimmer faintly in the darkness. Mesmerized, the group stands and stares in awe. Finally, Elsa whispers, Nattura. A shadow detaches itself from the darkness. Slowly, it moves forward. A chill wind sweeps across the ruins, swirling around the group. The shadow rises, taking the form of a tall, thin man. His skin is pale, almost translucent, and his eyes glow a menacing blue. He wears a long flowing robe adorned with ice runes. One end of the robe is fastened with a brooch shaped like a snowflake. But there is something vaguely familiar about his face. He speaks, his voice echoing with power. Who dares disturb my slumber? Elsa steps forward. We come in peace. I am Elsa, Queen of Arendelle. These are my sister, Anna, Kristoff, Sven, and Olaf. We seek your aid against the growing darkness threatening our kingdom. The man studies them for a moment, his gaze piercing. I have been expecting you, Elsa. There is much you need to learn about your powers and the ancient magic of this land. But first, you must help me break an ancient curse. Startled by his sudden movement, Anna instinctively steps in front of Elsa. What curse? When the man doesn't answer, Kristoff steps closer, squinting suspiciously. Why should we help you? You could just blast us all with that staff of yours. The man remains motionless, his eyes boring into Kristoff. You misunderstand, he replies calmly. I am not your enemy, but an ally against the Shadow Frost. I was once a powerful wizard named Nattura, trapped within these ruins by my own sister, the embodiment of the Shadow Frost. Only a descendant of the North Uldra tribe, with powers of ice and snow, can break the curse and free me. He turns his gaze to Elsa, who looks back at him hesitantly. Taking a deep breath, she asks, What do I need to do? Nattura smiles sadly. You have much to learn, Elsa, and little time. Come with me. There is much we must discuss. He turns and strides toward a gap in the ice pillars. It shimmers, opening like a portal. Stepping through, they find themselves in a vast cavern, lit by ethereal blue light. Huge icicles hang from the ceiling, and intricate ice patterns cover the walls. Where are we? Olaf asks, looking around in awe. Inside the heart of nature, Nattura explains. This place is steeped in ancient magic. He gestures to a nearby pedestal, where a glowing blue staff rests. This is the Staff of Seasons. It holds immense power over the elements and was once used to protect this land. However, my sister twisted its magic, corrupting it and turning it against me. To break the curse, you must purify the staff and restore its balance. Elsa steps forward, reaching out to touch the staff. Suddenly, the ground begins to shake violently. Rocks fall from the ceiling, and the ice pillars crack. What's happening? Anna asks, grabbing Elsa's arm. As if in answer, the staff glows brightly, then pulses with an eerie blue light. Icicles rain down from the ceiling as the staff's power surges through Elsa. Images flash through her mind, showing Nattura battling his sister, the embodiment of the Shadow Frost, and accidentally unleashing the darkness that threatens to consume Arendelle. Then just as suddenly, the visions stop. Elsa drops to her knees, gasping for breath. Shaking, she looks up at Nattura. How can I help you? She asks softly. By restoring the staff's balance, Nattura replies, You will purify this place and banish the Shadow Frost. But be careful, Elsa. The Shadow Frost is cunning and dangerous. It will try to trick you. With determination, Elsa reaches out and takes the staff. Its power surges through her, amplifying her magic. As she embraces the power, the staff glows brilliantly, banishing the encroaching darkness and restoring balance to the ancient magic. But as this happens, the ground trembles again. Rocks and ice fall from the ceiling as a colossal shadow emerges from the darkness. The embodiment of the Shadow Frost has arrived. Nattura steps forward, his eyes blazing with determination. My sister, he says, his voice echoing with power. It ends here. The episode ends with the camera panning upward to reveal a massive shadowy figure, watching them silently from the ruins. Thanks for watching Frozen 3, Rise of the Shadow Frost. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more adventures from Arendelle and beyond. See you next time.